What's up, family? Welcome back to the Stop Sinking Show, where we go from struggle to flow. You know, the beautiful thing about life and living it is that you get to choose how big or small you want that life to be. And while maybe you don't have an unlimited scope in either direction, even if you were larger than life, your brain will still narrow down what's most relevant to a small subset of that life, just because you can't have too many things up in the air to juggle. You literally have a character limit and how much you can remember and recall. Still, though, I think for many of us, we don't come anywhere near that limit. We frequent the same characters over and over again. And it's no surprise that our thoughts, our days, our life have very little depth, very little character, few characters, little character. There's literally less of you to go around because there's not enough worth going around to. This comes from a harsh judgment I have about the workings of my own mind. It is most likely that when I sit and think and have worries and have desires and have hopes and have regrets and have any sort of strong feelings, it's most likely that all of those emotions come up and are for a few faces in my life. And it's not because I've lived a small life by any means. I talk to everyone I see and have strong friendships all around the world. Yet still, so few of them are relevant to my day-to-day life. And so few of them make me feel anything, let alone any strong feelings. And that's not to say I don't have an underlying love for them all, but because the interactions are so infrequent that they don't necessarily tug on those heartstrings as often. And so there's really no resonance, no echo, no reverb, just silence, as if they are not there until I dig deep into my psyche. And while that may simplify life, it also takes away so much of the flavor. And while that might just be part of being an adult, where everyone is just busy with their own life, but to me, that only proves my point even more, and why so many of us live deeply unsatisfying, bland lives. Because when I think of someone living a rich life, the image rarely that comes to mind is a person in solitude or surrounded by 5 people or less. No, to me, a rich life is a party where everyone is invited and everyone is relevant. And each of them bring parts of the orchestra that no one else could play. Each one of them with their madness and magic. I imagine them all at the party, truly adding the life to the party that it has. And the experience of that, the access of it, and let's even call it the noise of it, is to me the richness that's added, adding the character to your way of being, to your way of seeing the world, because you let the characters of your life mold and unearth your character. And while that may not always result in a party, many times it results in mania, in drama, it results in chaos, it results in disruption and friction, because each character has their own demands, comes with their own tug to a particular direction. And maybe that's too much to handle for many of us. And so we keep our characters limited, our life simple. All I'm saying is the cost of that is the limit it imposes onto your own character. And so while it may not always be a party, it's definitely more of an adventure than a limited life. Just sit and notice the rotating characters that come up in your mind on a regular basis. Is it a varied group of people? Or is it so contextual to right now, to this season, to who makes themselves seen and heard? Or does it make an attempt to stay wide reaching? And if you want to take part in judging yourself like I do me, ask yourself, is it the same rotating 5 to 10 people over and over again? And what does that tell me about the size of my life, about the size of my world, and the depth of my character? I love you, family. Stay true always. I'll see you on the next show.